Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tim Meyer, here for the Romeo Sports Recap, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. And before we begin, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Romeo Sports Recap. I'm Tim Meyer, and I'm here with girls varsity swim coach Suzanne Trush. And Suzanne, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having us.
And tell us a little bit about how you got involved in coaching girls swim.
Well, when I was in an elementary school, there was a team called the Warren Consolidated Aquanauts, and they had a club at my high school that I was going to go to, and so I joined as a 11-year-old little swimmer, and then I swam through middle school, and when I got to high school, which was Mott, just plain Mott, not Warren Mott, I joined their team and swam there during my high school.
What events did you swim in?
Mostly butterfly and backstroke, and when needed, with a very poor breaststroke, I swam IM.
Still working on that breaststroke. Okay,
yes.
Yeah. But how did you do in high school?
I did great. I loved it. I knew it was the sport for me. I was captain my senior year. We had a really large team. Actually, the kind of interesting thing is that my first year of high school was the first year girls got varsity status in the state. It was actually the first year there was a girls' state meet. So that was really pretty cool. We kind of thought of ourselves as groundbreakers. There was a lot of controversy. Should girls get a varsity letter? Should girls get the same varsity letter as a boy? And,
yeah, well, now the controversy is should boys swim and girls swimming.
Yeah, but back then it was should girls get a letter?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was very interesting. So then I swam all through high school, and I worked at all the pools in the city of Warren, so I was really involved in aquatics. I went to Wayne, and they were going to have a girls' swim team. So I joined that, and after a year, they said that there was not going to be a true team. It was continue to be a club.
Like a club team?
Yeah,
okay,
and,
like they do with soccer.
And there was no monetary, we had to pay for everything, so the club disbanded.
Yeah.
And then I went into coaching. My old high school, Mott, their coach had left, and nobody had applied for the job.
Oh.
And so I thought...
you backed right into that one.
I thought I could do this, and so I was a 20-year-old coach. So I was 20 years old and going to take on my old high school team.
So what are the biggest challenges of coaching swim?
I'm going to say it's getting numbers for us. We could have a better record if we had more girls, I think. It's hard to compete against people who have 40 team members and we have 18. It's hard to do that.
More resources, I guess.
Yeah, more resources. I think it's hard. I mean, the kids that we have are totally dedicated. They are excellent at time management, and that's always a hard thing. It's how do you do everything that you want to do in high school and still be on the team, because swimming is a lot. It's every day.
Tell me about the practice schedule.
Well, since our pool is not at the high school, we only swim after school. We swim Friday mornings and we swim Saturday. But back when the pool was at the high school, we swam 3 mornings a week, 5 afternoons, and Saturday.
Do you know how skinny I would be if I did that? Oh my gosh!
So it's a lot, and and if you're going to be going to the state meet, and you're going to meet those girls soon, you swim year round. You swim, 20,
that's what my doctor told me.
You swim year round.
And
you lift weights. Yeah,
I was going to ask you about that, because they always say, well, don't want to lift weights if you're swimming because you'll sink.
Oh, no, you're going to lift weights and you need to stretch and you need to just build your strength, because after a while, all things being equal, who's going to have the stronger pull? So lifting weights like all the top athletes, all the top swimmers, they're in the gym.
So tell me a little bit about your coaching style. I mean, do you get the whip out? Do you got the megaphone? Are you yelling at them? Or are you screaming at them? Or
I probably dance more. I'm going to say I'm probably a little more laid back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably a little more laid back. I don't think I get the whip out. I don't think I necessarily yell a lot, but you can ask them. But I think that I would like them to leave swimming with swimming as a bonus, but it's maybe how far they could go, how they can get along with the people in their lanes. It's more about growing as people and kind of coordinating everything with swimming, with their life, with their school, and just kind of getting along and just being that person.
Mm-hmm.
Swimming is a bonus. I mean, if you become...
Can you tell us a little bit about the 2024 season? Let's talk a little bit about that. Yeah, some pretty good successes, especially in the MAC White tournament.
Yeah.
But the season itself, rattled off a few victories. And
I'm going to say that the season was incredibly fast. From August till now, it seems like weeks, actually. Our team, we had a lot of great swimmers all around. We've got some freshmen in who came in swimming. They either swam, all of them swam middle school, because we have a middle school team too. So all those kids swam middle school. We had a senior that came out for her first year, which she was great. We had a move-in from Ohio who came in as a sophomore, did a great job for us. We had a new diver coming in as a junior who dove during the summer, and she came in. So adding up all those pieces with all the people who had been there previously, we had a great season. I'm going to say probably a big highlight was taking third at the county meet. We're not a big team, but
I guess numbers-wise,
we're not a big team, but everybody at the county meet swam truly inspired. If they could place, they placed, and it was just we took third, which was great for our size of team.
Is that probably the best memory you had this year of the team? I mean, is that one that stands out?
I have a lot of great memories, actually.
Okay, well, what stands out?
You know what? I just think probably Alyssa's first time qualifying for state, and it was just like, yes, she did it. I'm going to say on all the other state times she got after that, great memories. I'm going to say our medley relay, who swam out of their minds at county, dropped time, like they all swam.
From the beginning of the year to then?
Yeah. When they went to county, like they just swam crazy and qualified for county. Like everybody was looking at us like, they qualified. Like we are the only medley relay team in the county that qualified at D1. No one else is coming to the state meet as a relay in our division. So that's a total achievement for the girls.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say probably our league meet, the MAC White, everybody who qualified for the, who could qualify, they all qualified. The entire team came back the second day to swim. And I look at that and I think that is tremendous too, that every kid who swam on Friday came back on Saturday. So even though we might be small, we were pretty mighty. And I look at those memories. I look at kids at the end of a lane cheering. I look at maybe somebody who was quiet at the beginning of the year, kind of branch out and smile, and they're cheering 2 months into the season. So it's just not, did I win or did we win? But it was just all those other things that kind of go along too.
Yeah, I mean, you had your stars, listen, Giselle and everything, but who?
But at the end of the...
Who came on strong at the end that you didn't expect?
Okay, well, I'm going to say, though, I always tell them that at the end of the meet, they announce Romeo High School, your score. So you need everybody. You need the person taking first. You need the person taking fifth. You need the relay coming in third.
It's cumulative.
You need everybody. If you just had first place, you aren't going to win a meet. If you had just fifth place, you aren't going to win a meet. It's an individual sport on a team, if that makes sense. You're competing against the clock. It's you off the block. They announce your name, but at the end of the meet, you take all those individuals together and you have the score. I'm going to say you talk about who came on at the end.
Yeah, just somebody that surprised you.
I'm going to say that they always surprise me. I mean, I looked at what they did. I looked at Giselle qualifying for the state meet. Finally, her dream has been achieved, and I know that she's been working hard for that. That was tremendous. Alyssa didn't qualify, but she qualified in everything. She swam in virtually, breaking an old record at the county meet, 10 years old.
10 years old.
And I still...
What stroke was that?
Freestyle.
Freestyle, yeah.
And the girl had gone to Ike. I remember her as a swimmer, and so she broke the record. But then I also look at Autumn Stinson, who came in as a rookie senior. I know her goal was to break 130 in the 100 breaststroke, and at the league meet broke 130. It's like her personal goal had been achieved, you know. Our divers went to regionals, and I know that Emma has worked for 4 years getting to regionals, and she finally made it to regionals. Or our rookie diver, Aubrey White, who finally made it to diving too and made it to regionals. And I look at those kids who just started where they started from and where they ended up. Tremendous. I'm going to say, like, look at them all. Even ninth grader Lila Brazeau, her goal, got to break 30 in the 50 free, and achieved it, and repeatedly achieved it by the end of the season.
Takes me a minute to do 30, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to have to do 2 of them to get them in it, right? But I look at kids, and it's like, I hope that they realize how far that they've come. And people will think that in swimming, you go, you practice. Well, the better you get, the harder it is to break time. Like, you might think, I dropped 2/10, and you go, 2/10.
If you've been swimming for a while.
As the people going to state will know, that's a lot.
Yeah.
2/10 can make you go to state or not go to state.
Yeah, I noticed how close, when I was looking through the record at some of the meets, I noticed how close it was between third place and first place, for example.
Yeah.
It's only like 3 seconds.
Well, sometimes it's hundredths.
Yeah,
of a point.
yeah. Sometimes a hundredth of a second. I mean,
you could go 26.01, and I went 26.02. And that's our difference.
That would be like 1 and 2.
You had the longer fingernail.
That's right. You got to touch that block.
Yeah, you got to touch the wall. Yeah, yeah. So it's. But I look at them all. They all totally improved.
Yeah, everybody improved.
Yeah, absolutely.
And okay, so let's talk about your expectations for next year. I'm sure you've written out plans and workout routines or whatever for kids.
I'm sure we're probably still going to be in the white division.
Okay.
There had been we had thought maybe, depending upon what happened with the league meet, we could get bumped up to red.
Do you think you'll dominate the white next year?
Sure, we're going to dominate them. Why not?
Why not? Well, you've got a...
Well, your goal at the end of at the beginning of every season, you're going to take them down. You're going to win, right?
Right.
Go ahead. Let's win the white division.
Is there a special pep talk that you give to the girls before the meet, like rub-a-dub-a-dub, 3 men in a tub, or Yellow Submarine, or? I
just basically good luck out and have fun and just do your best.
Okay.
I mean, you have to be having fun, right?
Yeah, I know. I had a bad basketball season. We only won 2 games.
You know what? And I'm going to tell you, you too that I think maybe athletes, they're their own worst critic, and like kids will just get really down on themselves if they had a bad performance, and swimmers can keep that with them, and it's like you got to let it go. That race is over. You have 2 or 3 more. Just that race has happened. You've got to move on and focus on those next races coming up. And so, you've got to move on.
You've got to knock down what's in front of you, right? So next year, looking at the roster, you got quite a few people returning.
We're going to be totally awesome.
You got some of your best swimmers are coming back, and it's
we're going to lose 4 seniors.
Yeah, and so, but I mean, the rest that are coming back, and then I think you got a freshman or sophomore on the squad. It's next year's going to be a junior and sophomore.
And we get new people coming in. Yeah.
Yes. Tell me about how that works in high school swimming. I don't know that they have junior high swimming, do they?
No. We have a middle school team.
Oh, you do?
We have a middle school team that we've had for 15 years. maybe it's the best kept secret in Romeo. I don't know if you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
We have a middle school team that we started. We do not swim a traditional middle school season. The state season is January, February. But when the Macomb County coaches started it, we thought that there wouldn't be enough coaches and there wouldn't be enough pool time to run it traditional. So we started our own Macomb County area middle school team.
And that has benefited the Romeo Varsity program?
I'm going to say yes. Yeah, the girls especially, because I think that we have a lot of kids who started out maybe as middle school swimmers, liked it, and they've gone on to join clubs that will swim year-round and then ultimately come to the high school.
And you feel that's benefited your program?
Absolutely. It's going to benefit every program if there is a middle school. Yeah. Okay. And they don't teach swimming anymore in the school. So before we used to get kids who took swimming in school, and the PE teacher would say, hey, you need to go join the team. You can swim. And then they usually would come, or I'd go kind of scope out the kids at the pool. But now we don't have that. So now we do have the middle school, and we're probably about 30, 35 kids at the middle school level.
Oh, that's still quite a good amount. Tell me a little bit about what Suzanne Trush does when Suzanne is not coaching swimming.
Well, what do? My husband will say that he doesn't see me, and that he leaves dinner for me on the table when I get home.
Is he a good cook, or?
He's gotten better over the years.
He's gotten better over the years. You're finishing meals now.
He's gotten better. I don't have a lot of time during the week. Yeah. Because we practice late. I teach elementary school, and I don't get out till 4:00, and so we don't start practice till 4:45, and then we go till 7, and then I will wait, till the kids get out of the locker rooms. So a lot of times I don't get home. Sometimes till 7:45.
Oh.
And beginning of the year, I'll go back to school to get ready, at least the first month.
Well, there's not enough time in there for you guys to argue and fight.
It's good. But when I have time, what do? I took up running. So I go do half marathons for fun.
Half marathon?
Yeah. And then,
I call it a whole heart attack is what I call it.
Yeah, and then I try to go work out. I try to go work out before school. I go to a gym at least 3 or 4 or 5 times a week in the morning before I go to school. And then what else? I try to read, and then I try to make lineups.
Back to the swimming.
And then do schoolwork.
Yeah. Where you teacher, you have papers and stuff to grade. Well, Suzanne, I appreciate you coming on the show and giving us really some good insights on what Romeo Varsity Girls Swimming is like. I know we had Coach Tom on here for the boys. I think he's still looking for a diver. I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? He still is, but we have divers coming back, and there's divers that are in middle school right now that we know, and they're pretty awesome. And I think diving will be really strong for the girls. It's good for the girls, bad for the boys right now. Yeah, and you know what? And just for the people for next year, we have tremendous swim meets, and we have a great team. And I think next year everybody should come out and see us. Come out and see the meet. Well, that schedule will be coming out later in 2025, and maybe we can promote that before the season starts. Sure. And you guys can come on and maybe. And our team, we did a lot of things this year. We worked the concession stand at the football game. We've done that every year. We collect pop cans at Westview. People drop their pop cans into these bins. So you got a little slush fund going here. No. Then I'll tell you what we did with the money. We had a swim-a-thon. Oh. We had a cancer meet. We've done a lot of things this year. So it's just not about us, but what we did raise money. We got an underwater speaker for the pool that we were sharing with. They were like whale songs. Well, the cool thing is that they'll play music, and people on deck, coaches, can talk to the swimmers in the water. Oh. So that'll be pretty cool. That's a new invention. Yeah, so it'll be awesome. So I mean, the team always has a lot going on. Well, it sounds great. Thanks for coming on the show. Thank you. And best of luck putting it together for 2025. Thank you. All right. We'll be back with some of those swimmers right after this.
Before we continue, here on the Romeo Sports Recap Show, a word from our sponsors.
This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Now back to the show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Romeo Sports Recap Show. I'm here with a couple of varsity swimmers from the girls' varsity swim team at Romeo. I have Giselle Stone and Alyssa Chambers. And you guys pretty fast and are going to go to the States for you qualified for the States, and you're gonna swim there. But first, Giselle, tell me a little bit about what your specialties are in the pool. I mean, do you just float there, or what do you do?
Well, my favorite stroke is breaststroke. It's what I qualified for States, and I generally try to stay away from backstroke. That's more her specialty. I do not like backstroke at all, but I also swim the 200 IM. That's something I also like to do.
Okay, so you got the medley at 200, but breaststroke. So what is the key to a good breaststroke, really?
Well, I feel like the good key to breaststroke
going fast. I mean,
going fast.
Yeah.
I think it would probably be a lot of people overestimate how big your kick needs to be. You got to keep it more streamlined and tight because you're more dynamic.
So keep your back legs together or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people they like to do like a wide frog kick, but you really got to keep it more streamlined and tight together because you'll glide better in the pool.
Well, I'm going to write that down because that's a good technique, and I'll be in the pool tonight. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that.
Alyssa, you swam your butt off this year. I mean,
Yeah.
I was looking through some of the meets and the records and things. You set a record in the MAC White in the tournament, for the 500 free.
Yeah.
And then you broke a 10-year record.
Yeah, in the 100 free at the county meet. That was very exciting.
And when did you know you broke it? I mean, right away or when? I mean, who came up and told
I
you?
would definitely right away because at the meet they have like the as you swim, there's the time board, and part of like when it says like event whatever 100 free, it has the record next to it, so you know what the time is. And so when I saw it, like I could immediately say like I broke it, and I also won a personal best, so that was like so exciting for me. It was definitely just like a highlight event of the year for sure.
Did you attribute it to long fingernails? You just got in there.
Oh yeah, definitely the long fingernails. Definitely the long fingernails.
Oh, you want to finish every edge you can get, right?
Yeah.
So when did you get involved with swimming? When did you know that you were going to be a fish?
Well, my mom got me into swimming when I was really young. I would say probably like when I was 4 years old, I started swimming. Around that time, and I just started off like in Goldfish Swim School, which is kind of where a lot of people start. But after I was like starting to swim like much better, they recommended that I go to a club team called USSC, which is where I swim now. I've swam for the entirety of my like club career. That's the team that I swam at. And so just kind of started off. I was definitely a mediocre swimmer as like a 10-year-old. Like I was not very good.
Like the dog paddle was.
Oh yeah.
That was a big
yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't like as good as a lot of my other peers. And I feel like
how'd you get better?
I would say once I was in like after COVID was definitely the time when I just knew I wanted to just get better. Like I wanted to better myself in the pool, and I wanted to see like results, and I wanted to achieve my dreams and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of after COVID, and after I kind of finished up my middle school 8th grade season that year, I kind of knew what I wanted to do.
Oh, and you went after it, and that's fantastic. You had a vision, and you pursued it, and that's great. That's a super thing. And Giselle, you didn't have any vision, so how did it happen for you? No, tell me a little bit about how you got involved in swimming. And
Well, I would say it was kind of similar to Alyssa. I feel like in the beginning there, I wasn't an amazing swimmer at all. I was kind of there and just was looking for something to do. Honestly, I started swimming because my brother was, who's 2 years older than me. He started swimming, and
his name is
his name is Connor.
Connor Stone. So he was last year. He was a guy that I think was on the show.
He was the captain of the men's team last year.
Yeah, he was on our show last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been
So he was kind of the person that inspired me to first get in the pool. I saw how good he was doing, and I was like, well, man, I want to do that. That looks cool. And then I would say also about the time after COVID is when I started getting serious about it. And then recently, about a year ago, Alyssa convinced me to join USSC, and that's when I saw probably my biggest improvement.
Well, did you ever get like water up your nose?
Yeah.
And
sure.
Don't you hate that?
Oh yeah, it's the worst feeling. It's one of the worst feelings.
Yeah, for sure.
Besides all that, what do you think about this year's team and some of the meets that you guys attended and you whipped on some people this year?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think this year's team it was probably the best season I've ever had so far for high school. It was all like friendship, and we all got to really know each other and have fun with one another. And I feel like part of the reason why we were so successful this year is because we're able to have fun with one another and because we're able to have these great relationships with each other.
You think that attributes, Alyssa, you think that the social aspect is just important, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you're not gonna swim fast if you're miserable. Yeah. Like if you hate everyone around you, if you hate your team, you probably aren't gonna swim fast just because there's not a lot of motivation.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me this year especially, like you just want to do good for the team. Like that's
because you care about them. We
care
about our team.
You care about everyone, and
so you
everyone
swim for your teammate, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, here's a one for both of you. So Giselle, before the race, or before you guys are going to have a big race, or I guess it's a race. It's a heat. I guess,
a race.
So, like, how do you mentally prepare yourself?
I have Alyssa slap my back. So
you're a physical motivator. You need to be motivated physically. You need to be beat like a racehorse.
I also do tell myself, I'm like, all right, just lock in, just this one race, focus on this only. It's you in this moment right now. Don't worry about anything else in the world. That test is Monday, whatever. That other thing is the other day. Like, this is now.
So you blank things out.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Alyssa? Do you like, do you hype yourself up like a big bad relief pitcher and get all pumped up like a football player, or what do you?
I would say so. I mean, a lot of it is like, I kind of like shake off and like make sure that my body is ready first. Mentally, I trust myself. I trust the training that I've done throughout the years. It doesn't just matter what I did yesterday at practice. Whatever I've done, I trust myself. And I also, even just way before, like when I race, the trust comes from like the visualizing of my race. What am I going to do off my walls? What am I going to what is my start going to look like? What is my stroke going to look like? How am I going to pace my 50s and whatever I'm swimming? Just that mental trust and that physical trust of like what I.
You vision a good turn. You envision the final kick at the end and how you're going to play the. You ever like stand up there and go, God, I hope the water's not cold?
I would say actually sometimes I am like, oh, it's gonna be cold when I get in. But after as soon as you get in the pool, it doesn't matter what the temperature is.
Once the water hits,
it doesn't matter.
The cold gets your blood flowing.
Oh yeah,
for sure. That's for sure.
But I don't think. Obviously, like maybe you think like, oh, the pool's gonna be cold when I get in, but you don't think that when you get in. You just go.
If you guys could encapsulate in a sentence or two the 2024 season, how would you describe it?
Oh, jeez.
Well, one of my first sentences is that Romeo is tiny but mighty.
Oh yeah,
For sure. That's definitely one. And the other one, another thing is that just like I would say like our friendship helped us succeed. Our sportsmanship helped us succeed.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would say small but mighty for sure. That definitely describes our team. And yeah, I think the bonds that we have with each other definitely contribute to our mightiness.
Well, I hope you bring that mightiness up to the States this year, and I wish you the best of luck. And that is that's coming up this weekend, so we'll know next week what happened. Ladies, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
and
you
again,
for
once again, congratulations on a great season, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more swimmers right after this.
Before we continue, here on the Romeo Sports Recap Show, a word from our sponsors.
This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Now back to the show. And welcome back to the Romeo Sports Recap Show. I'm here with two other swimmers who also will be going to the state meet. I have Isabella Greco, Izzy, and Harper Savage. And welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me, Izzy, how'd you get started in swimming?
When I was really little, I went to Goldfish.
You ate goldfish?
No, I went to Goldfish swim school, kind of like Alyssa. I went through their levels really fast. I ended up on their recreation team when I was about 6 or 7. And
why was that? Did you had a tail or something, or it made you go fast?
I don't know. So my mom got a flyer in the mail that was like, oh, hey, you should join Romeo Dolphin Swim Club. So I joined the Dolphins team when I was 7. I did really good. Our assistant coach this year, actually, she just joined, Coach Diane, was my first club swim coach ever. And then we had a lot of difficulty with the old pool before they fixed it, like heaters not working and stuff. So after a while, we ended up going to USSC, where I still practice and compete with them. Yeah, I've just kind of swam my way through since I was 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Some teams.
It just kind of grew on you.
Yeah.
How about you, Harper?
I started at the Romeo pool doing swim lessons. I actually failed out of swim lessons.
Would you think, or what? Whatever you see.
I don't really know. My parents have never told me that. But they really always wanted me to be in a sport. My mom did swim when she was in high school, and when I showed no interest in softball, soccer, anything like that, she was like, okay, let's join the swim team, see how you like that. And I met my best friends through that, so I kind of stuck with it up until middle school, where sadly COVID shut down our middle school team.
Yeah.
And then in my 8th grade year, it finally came back, and I got to swim middle school until I got to high school.
Yeah, I never could understand the COVID thing with swimming, because you have like chlorine in the pool, and that kills all the germs. I don't know. You know, you're not sweating in, like basketball, you guys are sweating and they're up against each other and breathing on each other all the time. I could never understand why they would shut down swimming, but it was a crazy time. That being said, you girls have T-shirts on, right? Or you got a hoodie, you got, what? Here, show the camera here, whichever way. You get that? Yeah, and it says, we're girls, Romeo Girls Swim Team.
Yep.
State team.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So you
Gotta
did.
get that state team part.
All right, that's a good thing. What events do you swim, Izzy?
My best events are probably the 100 butterfly and 100 back, or the 500 free. But honestly, I'll swim anything besides breaststroke.
So, the butterfly is when you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're
definitely the hardest stroke, at least like physically.
I mean, like my arms would probably fall off, but don't you feel like that when after you're up to the end of the race, like your arms are gonna fall off? And
yeah, or like for club swim, I swim the 200 butterfly a lot, which
wow,
sometimes that's not so fun.
No, and
You'll just be like halfway through your race and be like, "Where's the wall?"
yeah, right.
Yeah,
I say that one after the first few strokes.
definitely a tough stroke on your shoulders.
How about you, Harper?
I do the 100 fly and then freestyle or breaststroke. I am not a backstroker at all. My tempo for backstroke goes far too slow, and so I tend to get past.
So you like keep your head down in the water,
Yeah.
right? You know, I could never swim a backstroke straight. It took me a long time to learn how to swim that straight.
Yeah, I still can't swim it straight.
You know, running into the sides.
Yeah,
and,
like
you know,
ponging off the lane lines.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so I have to really work on that, but I only do about 5 or 6 of them out of my whole half-hour swim. So, but when did you know you were going to be kind of decent at this?
I never really cared if I was decent. Like, I was the kid that would kind of do flips in the lane while my coach was yelling at me to go swim that way, you know, not do flips. And I just kind of did it because I loved it. All my friends were doing it. I really enjoyed swimming. And when I kind of got to the, like, once you pass 30 for your times, you tend to...
I was going to say, I'm way past 30.
Not this age, but
Yeah.
your times go down a lot faster and you tend to start either plateauing or seeing a lot of progress. And once I kind of passed the 30 and then the 28, I was like, oh, maybe I should start trying more in practice. Maybe I should, you know, speed my butt up when I'm swimming, and then maybe I'll be able to get somewhere one day.
And how about you? Izzy?
I was a lot younger. I was very much so like at the top of like my age group. Like I went to states for pretty much every event I swam when I was 10. And then COVID hit and some stuff happened and I wasn't as good of a swimmer. And that really put down the mental part of swimming for me. So the past couple years I've been really working on like getting back to where I need to be mentally in order to race. But going from being like the opposite of what Harper said, where I was really, really fast when I was little, and then I've kind of hit the plateau, as she said. And we're just working on kind of like not getting to that plateau anymore and like rising above it.
Getting out of it and getting better at it. Harper, when you're going through a race, okay, you're in the pool. First off, okay, the water's not that cold. But second off,
beginning of the season.
yeah. The second off is you're racing, you're in the pool, you're doing your thing, and what is going through your mind? Do you pay attention to what's next to you, or are you just swimming or straight ahead? You blank out, or what?
It depends. I found from our medley, when we got the state cut, I like completely blanked out during my race. I don't actually remember what happened during it. I just kind of remember I went in and then I was done, and they were all like crying and smiling and all happy, and I was like, okay, what just happened?
So you really did kind of zone into it and blank out everything. And okay, how about you, Izzy?
A lot of the times it's very much so an adrenaline thing, like Harper said, you just blank out. And sometimes, like longer races, part of your race strategy might be, okay, this person next to me, I have to go faster than them. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's very much so like who you are as a swimmer and what you do best.
What's your favorite memory of this year?
From this year, we had one of our first dual meets got canceled from a thunderstorm, and then there's a tornado warning. And then everybody ended up having to the entire pool ended up having to go into the locker rooms, and everything went crazy. Tornado warning was cleared, and we all went back to our captain's house and hung out for the night.
And that was fun. That was fun time because you guys.
A little chaotic.
Not only did you not have to work that night.
Exactly. A little chaotic, but very fun.
How about you, Harper?
I'm gonna say counties because, well, there was our state cut that happened, and everybody was like laughing and crying and all excited. But then also just watching some of these kids that I had the honor of coaching, because I helped coach middle school season, get their best times, get everything that they wanted to get from counties, and then watching my friends, of course, do their best and just see everything go great for us.
And that'll be a memory you'll take.
Hopefully.
So who's the team sort of, I don't want to say clown, but the person that keeps you guys all loose?
Our captain, Victoria.
Yeah, for sure.
She definitely Victoria. What does she do?
She's just our silly one.
She's just a fun person to be around. She's like very funny and motivating somehow at the same time.
Energetic.
And yes, lots of energy.
And that's Victoria
Lavarelle.
She's our captain.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you got planned for next year?
For swim next year, I think we're getting a couple pretty good freshmen, so that'll be good. Hopefully we can recruit some more people. Just hopefully winning Mac White, and yeah.
Well, that had slipped there. Coach said you'll still probably be in the Mac White for next year. So,
for sure.
So, and that means you'll probably dominate. So that's
hopefully,
that's good.
yeah.
How about you, Harper?
Well, seeing our freshmen come up, and then winning hopefully counties, because this year we couldn't quite do it, but next year we might, and hopefully we will. And then hopefully beating the teams we lost to this year, because we lost to them mainly of size.
Well, I mean,
and that's
you had a couple.
What it is.
I had a tough loss. I know at Eisenhower. I looked through the thing, and that was. I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
but they had a couple good swimmers, but
that one was hard because they have pretty much double the size of our team. So when you have people like scoring, we can keep the whole like 1 through 3 kind of places. But then when they have the people that can get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes their amount of points will kind of like outdo ours just because of the numbers.
Okay, so I'm going to give you girls a tip on how to beat Eisenhower.
Okay.
Okay, so before the race, you're lined up ready to jump in the pool. When you hear the gun, I think it is, or whatever, little buzzer, jump in their lane and drown them. Okay, just drown a couple of people, fair game. And then one of your guys, your best person, let them swim. Yeah. I'm just saying it works for me. And then the divers, call them out early.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's not cheating. It's called getting an edge.
Exactly.
Anyway, now, ladies, I wish you the best success next year, and congratulations again. It's going to be kind of cool to go up to states and compete, and best of luck to you doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for hosting.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for joining us here on the Romeo Sports Recap Show. For the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer. We'll see you next time right here on the Romeo Sports Recap. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of the Romeo Sports Recap Show, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. You can subscribe to the Mitt TV YouTube page and click the notification bell to stay up to date on the latest episodes of the Romeo Sports Recap. Or you can find us on Spotify and follow our podcast, Romeo Sports Recap. From the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer, signing off with a final word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com.